Sure. Hello?
Hi, yes, I'm hearing you.
Um,
Just trying to get my lighting sorted out.
I am. What happened? The first time I haven't used, by the way.
You haven't used StreamYard for a while?
Yeah, little on Facebook and again.
I'm hardly hearing you.
I'm trying this.
Okay, if you need guidance, let me know.
Yeah, I knew I should be good. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, you hear me now?
Yes, hearing you now.
All right. So I'm on Facebook here, but I'm not getting anything to come on Facebook because I'm
Um, I
Facebook and YouTube.
um, you scheduled it already?
Yeah, schedule, but I come on before time because I wanted to check it out because I wasn't sure where this thing going into.
Right. So what you should see is a countdown in the top right-hand corner.
For Facebook?
No, on your StreamYard.
Yeah, I see that. I went in before that finished, before that thing.
Oh,
Because
so we supposed to be live already?
yeah, but nobody had on because I didn't share the link yet because so I was taking the link here to share it
Oh.
because nobody don't have the link as yet.
Okay, but it would send a notification that you went live though
Yeah, alive on Facebook.
on Facebook.
Yeah,
Okay,
on YouTube, on YouTube.
on YouTube. Okay,
Right.
because I was looking for the notification on Facebook that you went live, but I wasn't seeing it. So okay, on YouTube. Okay, okay.
But I'm trying to click on it here on YouTube and I ain't getting it through. So
Now, did you set up? Well, you are custom using YouTube, so it shouldn't be a
yeah,
problem.
like YouTube was good, but I wanted to do Facebook and YouTube.
Right.
So the problem was basically I wasn't getting I
Which um are you using the free version?
no, I use any full version.
Well, then it's supposed to allow you to go up to about two
Right.
or three
No,
platforms.
no, well, yes, but what I'm saying, it's saying connect to Facebook and YouTube.
Uh-huh.
When I go to Facebook, I'm not seeing anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm seeing that you plan to go live, everything, but I'm not. Yeah, okay.
So I might have to end the Facebook thing.
Okay. Is it what is it telling you on the StreamYard? Is it giving you any notifications
No, it
concerning
just said connect stream software to go live. Connect stream software to go live.
Connect Stream software, like live stream software to go live? Okay. Do you have another page or only your page on Facebook? You have more than one page?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a page that it's connected to. It wants you to connect
It's,
to
it's,
another
it's this
page.
page here. It's this page here.
I don't know what is causing that. That sounds strange.
That's no. I'm trying to play with it here.
Mm-hmm. Just see if I can look up. My thing is very low.
But it's here. Try to screen share Chrome. If you experience an issue screen sharing a single Chrome tab, try again. Uh,
Let me see.
And then,
Take
uh,
Facebook for this.
what?
Facebook.
No. I thought that thing was the remote, the big thing there. This. No, it's checking the box of the bag. I never see a remote. Huh? I can't find my own here. I can't find my the long one. The end. I didn't know that I can't find the long one. I can't find the long one. Like for the iPad. Serious.
Yeah.
I gotta exit the thing and go. Let me see something. I see something come up here. This thing.
Yeah, because it's saying that you plan to go live shortly. Everything.
See if you see me on, see if you go on Facebook and go on YouTube and see if you see me. My name, my business, Kingdom Academy.
Okay.
All right, I think I see it. Yeah,
Go on Facebook?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, you not see me on Facebook.
I see it's saying that you plan to go live soon.
Let me see what will happen.
Yes, I'm seeing us on
No,
YouTube.
it open up.
Yeah.
It open up.
On YouTube. Yes.
All right.
So I'm seeing it on YouTube.
All right, let me share it on YouTube there first. Let me share it on YouTube. Oh my God, jeez, this.
Hmm. Let me see what it's saying now on Facebook. And what again, what you seeing on StreamYard? Yeah.
I see that on StreamYard. We StreamYard good.
No, in terms of Facebook, normally they will give you the notifications at the top that you'll go
No, no,
live.
no. Remember I told you I break that. I break that. I just I joined. I skip it and I just went straight into it because I wanted to see what's happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's set off something.
No, I don't think that's set up anything. That didn't set up anything. It's just
Hmm.
some setup, a proper setup need on Facebook.
Oh boy. Okay, okay, okay.
So if we live already and thing will be recorded.
I know.
Edit, I'll just go back and edit.
Yeah, I know that.
So this is the link on your WhatsApp and YouTube. So you could share it to some of your folks.
Yeah. Okay. Let me close this off on my computer.
Yeah, but I'm not getting through on no. I have to change it. I go on YouTube. On YouTube, I'm still on YouTube. I will end Facebook. Well, I can't get through. I'm on live already on YouTube. I'm live here already now, recording. All right, so we have folks coming in already. Folks coming in already. So,
Awesome.
all right, so probably I'll just share this on
Share it on Facebook, that to go to the YouTube link.
Facebook saying our live, eh?
Say that again.
Facebook saying our live. Right. So
Oh.
our live on Facebook. Facebook saying our live.
Comedy of errors this evening. I love it.
It's a good way. It's a good time of me going oh yeah, Young Cummings live.
All right. So we live on Facebook as well.
Right. Okay. So let me. Yeah. I just sent for you there. All right.
All right. Let me see if I can share it on my Facebook.
I think it working, man.
Is it coming up? It's on your page,
Yeah, on
your Facebook page.
yeah, it's on my Ian comments.
Okay.
I think I sent for you on I just sent for you on WhatsApp.
Yeah, but it wasn't coming through for some reason. So I'm gonna do it the next way.
So probably I'll just share this on it's sharing. If you share it from Facebook, it's going straight to
Yes.
Giselle says it's Cupid. All right, folks. This is a new thing for me.
It's not coming up. Facebook isn't coming up for me.
Is it working for you?
For some reason. Let me see if I copy it and paste it to my browser, if it will come up.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook here.
So I was trying to go directly to your page, but I'm not seeing it on your page as yet.
Hi, Jandel. What's up? All right, folks. As you come on, just share, invite, tag, text someone. Wonderful. All right. Invite, tag, text someone. Right. So we on. Invite, tag, text someone. Right. Oh my God, this is like trial and error tonight.
Yes.
I haven't used this for a while ago. What's happening? I haven't used. All right, so personal business development. All right, okay.
I don't know why I'm not seeing it as yet, but we We're going through in Jesus' name.
Yeah, because when I click send, it going straight. It's sending to my WhatsApp contact. It's not giving me the option to share.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's going to be the issue.
Yeah, for some reason it's not showing on your page. Do you have it where it is a public post?
Yes,
It's
no,
public.
I did privacy. Let me see. Only for me. Only for me. Oh, right. I put it public.
Yeah, you put it public now?
Put it public. Oh, I put it public. Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
This is how
All right.
I'm gonna see.
So
Yeah, put it public. Oh Lord.
we're ready.
Mm. Good night, folks. What's up, Abigail, Jandel, Giselle? Just give us a few minutes here. I haven't been on Streamline for a while, StreamYard for a while. I
Yeah.
haven't told anything your own name. All right. Okay. I'm gonna be starting just now, folks. We'll get it right by tomorrow. Wonderful blessings there.
Right.
Okay, folks, as you come on, I want you to just share, text, and invite someone as you come on. All right. It's not going through. All right, folks, as you come on, just invite and text and share. Tell someone, text someone. All right, we're going to be starting in a few minutes. All right. Hello, everyone. What's up? How are you? Welcome to My Business Kingdom Academy. This is our first meeting with myself and Sharice Job. All right. And we are really, really excited to. This is our first meeting in preparation for our business breakfast meeting in the Tagarigua area. That's the east. That's going to be on the 7th of June, 7th of June. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing a series of meeting. Okay. We're going to be doing a series of meeting. And our first one tonight is going to be how to reprogram the poverty plus scarcity mindset. All right. So we're going to be dealing with that in the area of poverty, how to dismantle that mindset, or how to reprogram your mind. Okay, so before I jump into it, those of you who are on, you can communicate with us on the chat. Okay, all right, we are doing StreamYard, we are on Facebook, and we are also on YouTube. Okay, so I just want to ask Sharice to just tell us about herself. All right, what she's doing. All right, who is Sharice Job? Reverend, Pastor, all that stuff. Business entrepreneur. All right. So Sharice is going to just tell us a little bit about herself because again, this is in preparation for our business breakfast meeting. So we have a lot to share with you. I'm really excited about these meetings. This is our first one. And as I said before, I've been on StreamYard for a while. So we had some hiccups. I couldn't share and all that stuff and thing, but we won't get that through. All right, Sharice.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Cummings, for inviting me to the session this evening. I'm really excited about what is going to happen in June, and I'm excited about tonight. And first of all, as Dr. Cummings said, my name is Sharice Job. I'm an ordained minister, so I'm Reverend Sharice Job, but I'm also a transformational coach. One of the things that I love doing is helping persons to build their business. A lot of persons at times don't know where to start with their business. They are professionals and they're moving into entrepreneurship. They've been working in the corporate world, and I help them to get their business off their feet, or persons who are looking for additional income, and I help them to get the practical tools to get their business off the ground. Another thing that I do, I have a program called Woman Arise, where I empower women with personal mindset, personal development in terms of their mindset. And so I'm excited about our topic tonight, business development, leadership development, and so forth, as well as their spirituality. I'm also the founder of Sharice Job Ministries International, which is a Bible study ministry where we help and empower persons to build in their faith through the studying of the word and help them to understand more about Christ. And so that's just a little bit. We have plenty to cover tonight, so that's enough for now. But my main thing is mom of three amazing children, and so that is my best job yet.
Nice.
Yes, and so I'm really excited to share on the topic tonight, Dr. Cummings, as we explore poverty and scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so folks, you heard from Sharice to give you a backdrop on her, who is Sharice. And just to crumb it up, Sharice is going to be one of our speakers for our business breakfast meeting that is going to take place on the 7th of June in the East Tagarigua Community Center. All right, so make sure some information is going to be up on the chat in terms of where you can get your ticket at Island E-Ticket, okay, where you can register and set yourself to be in this. So let's jump into our session tonight. For those of you who know me, my name is Dr. Ian E. Cummings. I'm the founder of Minding My Business Kingdom Academy, also the Gated Academy, Dubai and Trinidad, founder of the Business Breakfast Meeting, the author of a couple of books, all that stuff. So just to name a few. But we are here tonight to really address a particular issue, because we're going to be dealing with the how to reprogram, and I want to make sure I get this thing right, how to reprogram that mindset. All right, that scarcity mindset, poverty mindset, how to reprogram a poverty/scarcity mindset. Okay, because again, we are dealing with finance, we are dealing with business, we are speaking to entrepreneurs, we are speaking to those of you who are gifted, those of you who have a talent, you have an idea, and you really want to know how to structure your business. I believe that this is the platform for you. So do me one thing, if you haven't followed us, I want you to subscribe to our page. It's Mind My Business Kingdom Academy. Also, I want you to text someone or tag someone so that they can come on into our discussion tonight. The third thing I want to remind you also, you can put your questions up there because we want to be answering some of your questions. Okay, make sure you have a pen and paper to take somewhat copious notes. Okay, so we're ready for you. So let's jump into our session tonight. Okay, how to reprogram. Okay, so Sharice, we want to do this in kind of like a discussion format, teach a little bit, discuss, and really get into, because this is part one. We're going to be back on, I think Thursday we're going to be back on, Cherise. Okay, we're going to be back on Thursday. And so every week we're going to be on building up to the business breakfast. So any information about the business breakfast, the gated dominion system, the program that we have coming on the 24th, I believe is July there, 24th of June. Okay, all that you're going to get it here on the Minding My Business Kingdom Academy. All right. So, Cherise, when you hear this topic, okay, what is the first thing come to mind? And just share some things with us, all right, before we go, because we're going to go into definition, we're going to go into root cause, also we're going to go into key traits and recognizing the impact of how scarcity thinking holds you back. Okay, take some notes. I want you to put your stuff on the chat. All right, so let's go, Cherise, jump in.
Yes. So again, good evening, everyone. All those who are now joining, welcome to our session this evening. And when we are talking about a poverty or scarcity mindset, the first thing that comes to my mind is from a faith perspective. And that is that when I have a poverty or scarcity mindset, then I have not understood how big God is. Simple. I don't understand how to trust God. I don't understand that God is able to supply all of my needs according to his riches and glory. And so if it is that I don't understand that, then of course I'm going to live in fear. Of course I'm going to, because when you have a scarcity mindset, you hold back because you have a fear that everything is gonna go. And that scarcity mindset can impact all aspects of your life. And so the first thing that we need to look at is, how do I see myself in terms of the things that I have, what God has blessed me? Am I recognizing that God is in control of every aspect of my life? So there's the scripture that says, be anxious for nothing, but in prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known. And the peace of Christ, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and mind. And so that means that anxiety is a cousin of fear. It is fear. And so if it is that I'm afraid, and the Bible is saying be anxious for nothing, then I need to set aside that fear and say, you know what? I am going to lay this situation before God, and I am going to I'm going to give thanks in faith that he is going to supply all that I need. And he's going to take care of this need that I have. And this is something that, I live by, because I've seen it so many times where you're wondering, God, how are you going to work this out? But as a result of simply putting this before God and saying, God, I need this to work out. God, I need you to build this ministry. God, I need you to finance this. God, I need you to build this business. God, I want you I'm putting it before you. And so instead of anxiety, I exchange it for faith. And then I see God. And then there's a confidence, because it says a peace of Christ, which surpasses all understanding.
It's keeping your mind.
It guards.
That's it.
It guards my mind, and it guards my heart.
Right.
Meaning that fear can't come in, because I'm at peace, knowing I'm resting assured that God is able to take care of this situation. So the peace now protects me from that fear that wants to come in and say that I can't, or that this wouldn't happen. I remember when anxiety used to wake me up in the night, and I'm talking, Apostle, as someone who is a faith builder. And anxiety used to be waking. I was working on this big project, and anxiety would come in that, what if this doesn't happen? What if we don't get the finances? What if this project doesn't finish in time, ministry related? Waking me up. And I said, wait. Who I believe in? No. And so that I had to set that aside and say, no, I trust in God. I had to speak to that anxiety. And after that, my sleep went real good. And so the first thing, and we have to know, we have to understand that scarcity mindset. First of all, we need to look at where is our faith?
Where's our faith?
Where is our faith? Where is our faith and what God is doing? Yes, Apostle.
So, folks, so you hear, just an intro into what we are discussing tonight, understanding poverty and scarcity from mindset and how to reprogram that. Because I believe that, and as I said before, this is a series of meetings that we're going to be doing, building up for our East Business Breakfast meeting, which is going to be on the help me, this just slipped from my mind. But
7th of June 2025 at Tacarigua Community Center.
Yes, folks. Yes. Thank you.
Right.
To add to what Sharice is saying, I want you to listen to this. I wanna plug in here a definition. All right, because we are dealing with understanding poverty, scarcity mindset, how to reprogram your mind. Because you're going to realize that for individuals to go forward from moving from a place of poverty to prosperity, all right, from a place of not having to having, or from a place of lack to more than enough, okay, reprogramming is important. Reprogramming your mindset is important. So I'm going to give you this definition to add with what Sharice just shared with us, okay? And this is the definition I'm going to give you. This understanding poverty and scarcity is what we call is a psychological pattern, hear me, where individuals perceive resources, opportunities, and success as limited. All right? Leading to what? To fear-based decision making, chronic stress, and self-sabotage. Now, I'm going to give you that definition again because those of you who know me, I'm a student here of this thing, okay? And I want clarity is important, clarity. So if we are talking about poverty, scarcity mindset, this is the definition I want you to run with. It's a psychological pattern where individuals perceive resources, opportunities, and success as limited. Because remember, from that poverty mindset or scarcity mindset to the individual, it don't have or it don't have enough. So that mindset causes you to perceive resources and opportunities, okay, and success as limited. So you look at things from a limited lens. If you're looking from things from a limited lens, you speak from that place, you make decision from that place. So guess what? All right. So it's fear-based. All right. Decision making, chronic stress, and hear the word self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Self-sabotage. All right. So that's the definition I want to introduce to what Sharice is sharing with us here. Go ahead, Sharice. Go ahead. And I'll jump back in.
Okay. So one of the things, as you're talking about self-sabotage, one of the things that can also be impacted by this scarcity mindset is that you want to sabotage other people, because part of the scarcity mindset is that you think there is only a limited amount. That's why you're behaving the way that is causing it. You think that there is just a little bit that is there and it will run out. And so that can affect how you can limit yourself. But what you can do, it can create competition, because now you're saying that if there is only a little bit remaining, what happens when there is any crisis going on in our country? What's the first thing people do? Now loot down the place.
Right. Yeah. Loot, hoard. Okay.
Loot, hoard, hold on to everything. They're not sharing because now we're thinking that we are competing for the perceived little bit that is there. Perceived, important word.
Which, Cherise, do you know that government govern countries based on that scarcity?
Exactly.
That's literally how government really control and deal with things from a scarcity, which means that they're always having the people think that it don't have or it don't have enough.
Right.
So they have the people now kind of like grabbing. It's like a ration stuff. We have to take because guess what? They don't have enough. So I have to grab after. So and then what you give us, we're gonna take that well because they don't have enough. Okay, I
Yes.
want you to understand this because this mindset, and let me touch it again, it brings fear. All
Yeah.
right. It affects your decision because
Mm-hmm.
when opportunities are placed before you, you have a choice. You have to make decision. And if you are making a decision from a scarcity or poverty mindset, you're going to miss out on
Yeah.
opportunities. You're going to miss out on opportunities, which means now because you're going to base everything based on what you have in terms of poverty and lack. So everything is going to be seen from that lens. Okay.
That's right.
And then the next point I made was chronic stress and self-sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Self-sabotage, which means now this is self-destructive in terms of destroying yourself. So,
Yep.
so based on that definition and what we shared here tonight, you're going to see that it's imperative that in order for someone to move forward and to see and seize the opportunities as before them, shifting this mindset is important. All right. This is why
Right.
I said before the reprogramming of individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's not so much that you get in a million or get in so much, because even if you get $1 million, if you get all that stuff, if you have this kind of mindset, then guess what? It's not going to go far.
Exactly.
Okay, it's not going to go far. So what I said to folks, Cherise, I said to individuals, I said, you got to work on yourself. You got to work on you becoming. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
there's a quote I use in my series. I said, if you don't grow, you cannot go.
That's right.
Okay, so your growth, your mindset is important. And I really believe that there are a lot of opportunities that is before us now, a lot of opportunities. But if you have a poverty mindset or a scarcity mindset, guess what? You will not seize the opportunities because you're going to make things that decision making is going to affect your decision making. Okay.
That's right.
Now, I want to jump to the next question here in terms of root cause. What is the root cause you think for poverty and scarcity mindset? What is the root cause for these things? Let's go.
I think apart from fear, the fear, what causes the fear at times is sometimes what we have been taught, whether it is nurtured from at home, sometimes nurtured from society, as you said, sometimes that is the idea that is planted in persons from their society. Sometimes it's things that persons are taught growing up that this is the way how they need to get things done. It is perhaps not knowing better,
Okay.
not knowing better. You don't know that there is so much more that you have access to. And that's
Mm,
why people like you and me are trying to educate the world
yeah,
about, hey, there
yeah,
is much more, there's an abundance out there. And so these little things, I believe that it starts with what your socialization. I
right.
believe
Yes.
that's one of the critical things. It starts with your socialization, what you've been taught at home, what you've
Yes.
been taught in school and society, and what you've been taught even from media and so forth. These things, they shape your mindset so much. And
Yes.
if you're not the person who takes time to say, no, there's something more out there, then you are limited by these things, and they can that there people will go their whole life with that mindset
Yes.
and live
Yes.
in bondage, and
Wow.
that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Those of you who are on, you can text your comments, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube. And let's hear what it is yes, let's hear from you in terms of what are the root causes for poverty mindset. All right. And to add with what Cherise is saying, I'm going to go back to what we call childhood experiences, financial instability or trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, childhood experiences. So, for instance, you grew up in an environment where there was a lack and insufficiency, and things wasn't the way that you see the neighbor and other people. So you grew up in that environment because that programming that I spoke about earlier. That programming starts not when you're an adult. That programming starts when you are a child. Your environment has a lot to do with programming.
Yeah.
Your childhood experiences have a lot to do with it. Okay. So those things now, what it causes what we call financial instability or trauma. Okay.
Yeah.
It creates a programming, and then there's something now I'm studying now, what we call the financial thermostat. All right. It set your financial thermostat at a level that when you reach an adult, it cannot change. So no matter what you go through in life, if your financial thermostat is set at poverty and lack, that formed your financial thermostat, guess what? That thermostat needs to be adjusted.
Yeah.
And I hope those of you all know what a thermostat is. A thermostat controls the temperature in the car, hot or cold. And when it adjusts at a certain level, it's not going to go above, it's not going to go below, it stays at that level. So if your financial thermostat, your programming that has been established even as a child, your financial instability or trauma that you had financially, okay, you grew up in lack financially, you grew up and you saw your parents not having the things that you want, and you go to them and you say, "Mommy, I want to pay a shoe," and mommy say, "What do you think? You think money growing on a tree here?"
Yes.
Right? And you keep hearing that, and this is serious stuff. Cherise, this is really serious stuff.
Very real.
If you grow up and you keep hearing that you don't have, and they don't have this and they don't have that, so guess what? So gradually now, as you're growing up, you decide you're not going to ask for anything.
Exactly.
All right, because mommy and daddy don't have.
Mm-hmm.
That is part of the root causes for poverty and scarcity mindset.
But
Also,
Dr. Cummings,
go ahead.
Can I tell you, just to piggyback on what you just said here, in terms of not asking, do you know people have a problem even asking God?
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's because of that, because of what you just said there. People have a problem asking God because they think, oh, they shouldn't, because of that same mindset that you just said. And so I found it very interesting that you spoke about that, because there's so many persons who they've been put in this box, mindset box, or as you say, that thermostat that it needs to be shifted. And they're imprisoned in this mindset or this paradigm, which is not in alignment with what God has for their lives.
No.
Not in alignment with anything that they are doing, or where they're going, or anything like that. And they're like, well, why am I stuck here? Or some have accepted it. They have accepted that this is and that is all, because their world is so limited simply because of that scarcity mindset. So they're literally, as Bob Marley said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. They're still in that imprisonment because of the poverty and the scarcity mindset.
Wonderful. Yeah. You say people are afraid to ask God. And the first thing jumped to mind is that if asking somebody who you could see don't have, all right, and they're telling you no, what are your chances asking somebody you cannot see?
That's right.
Okay, and that literally causes individuals not to even ask, because remember, you grew up in an environment that really program your mindset to think a certain way when it comes to money, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to these things. Okay, so you think in a certain way. So you asking your physical parents for things, and they cannot give it to you, who you could see. That person is not going to ask a God who you cannot see.
Exactly.
becomes so that's just even to what you were saying there. The next root cause I want to touch here, Sharice, is social or conditioning. All right, society condition also, where you talk about money is evil, and you hear those kind of narratives coming up. All right,
money is the root of all evil.
Okay, money is the root of all evil.
Yes,
I said but it's the love of money is the root of all evil.
right.
So, folks, I want you to put your chat, put something in the chat there. Let us know what it is you're saying. We are touching on the root cause for poverty and for scarcity mindset. Okay, so we touch childhood experiences, financial instability and trauma, the things that you experienced when you were small growing up. Also, guess what? Social conditioning. Money is evil. What kind of narrative? Chronic exposure to economic challenges, Sharice. Okay?
Yep.
Inflation, forex, shortage. Well, what are some of the things that you're experiencing in Trinidad when it comes to money? So if you're growing up and you hear these things, it affects how you think, because all those are part of what we call programming. Okay? So you have economic challenges. Go ahead. Go ahead,
economic challenges can really, really impact how persons see, because again, it's what they're seeing in front of them. I remember when I was living in Suriname, and I remember when the dollar was being devalued, and it went from, say, I went into the supermarket and the milk was $6. Say it was $6. The next week I went to the supermarket, it was $11. The next week, all right? Wow. Then a couple of weeks later, it was $17. If this is what you're seeing, automatically what you do, fear. Back to what you said, the root cause, fear. Oh my gosh, I have to save, because even though that is going up, your salary is staying the same.
That's so inflation.
So in terms of the economics, that I'm working out. Inflation like crazy, but my money, it ain't moving, and it's spending faster because everything is going up. So the first thing that they go into is either sort of fight or flight kind of mode, or the persons would start to hold back in terms of spending, hold back in terms of investing in themselves, hold back in terms of building, and then fear, anxiety starts to kick in, and people start to do all sorts of stuff to be able to push forward. So it is very true what you said in terms of the economy and the economic issues that can affect persons and get them into that poverty mindset, because, hey, remember, I'm perceiving that this is all I can get. So if this is all that I can get, then it affects how I see everything else around me. So I think it's a definite root cause, the economy and economic issues.
Yeah. Wonderful. Folks, again, this is our first Minding My Business Kingdom Academy meeting. We're going to be here back on Thursday. We are in preparation for our business breakfast meeting in the Tagarigua area. That's the east, in the community center. And it's going to be on the 7th of June. Right. And Sharice is going to be one of our guests. Is going to be sharing on that breakfast, business breakfast. And we want to encourage those of you in the East-West corridor in the Chaguanas area, make your way. All right, we're going to put the link up. Can we get the link up for our business breakfast registration on Island e-tickets? You can register and get your ticket there to be part. And Sharice, I want to just say this: this breakfast meeting that we are having is going to be unique, because this is our third one. The second place we was in the Bonnet Community Center where we started, was really, really amazing. 100 plus folks there. Then we went into the South in Ashton Boys a couple of weeks ago. All right, myself, Dr. Luke Kwamana, Trevor James was there. And now we are coming back in the East, in the Tagariga area. And what I'm going to be doing in this breakfast, we're going to be getting into aspects of the gated dominion system, and we're going to have a lot of activities and really begin to get into showing people how to identify some of the gifts, the skills, the talent, and the concept of moving from gift to dominion. Okay. Also, part of what we're going to be talking about is structuring your business. So there's going to be a lot that's going to be taking place. So don't miss the 7th of June business breakfast in the Tagariga area community center on the 7th of June. All right. These meetings that we're having here, we're going to be back on Thursday. Okay, we have just about 15 minutes again, and we are sharing some things with you on how to reprogram your mind from poverty and scarcity mindset, how to reprogram that. And what we are sharing on tonight is just the snippets that we are sharing on, because we want to get into practical steps to really deal with the mindset. Okay, because the mind got to change first. So we're dealing with the mind, and then we're going into other areas. So we give you a definition, and we share some things with you. We're talking about the root cause, and let's go into now. Now there are more root cause we could touch, Sharice, a lot. All right.
We'll be here all night.
Invested in growth, it's an obsession with short-term survival, over long-term planning, all those stuff. All right. Comparison and envy and other sucks, all those things. Okay. Let's say what some of the folks are saying on the chat. All right. Then they say parents always tell you out of pride not to ask people for things. Lots of pride. All right. So those of you who are on, whether you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, you can put your questions and you can share your comments and let us know what do you think also some of the challenges and the traits of these poverty and scarcity mindset. All right.
Yes.
So let's go into recognizing the impact. Let's talk about the impact. What kind of impact, Sharice, that a scarcity or poverty mindset will have on an individual? All right. Let's talk about the impact, how scarcity thinking holds somebody back.
So one of the things that I have seen with a lot of women is that they have a desire to do certain things in their lives. I'm talking because I focus a lot on women. I have some male clients too, but my main focus is on building women. And I see that they want to do certain things in their lives. They have goals and so forth. But then they are not willing to invest in themselves, but would rather prefer to go and buy things or invest in things that are not going to bring returns or help them to get to another place. And I'm addressing the poverty mindset.
Wow.
So I will not invest in a book, but I'm going to invest $2,000 in a wig. Now, am I going to use that wig to go and do some lives and build myself and build my business? Okay, no problem. But if it is that I'm just using that wig to show and balance myself and just say, hey, look, I'm a diva, and you're still poor, then something is wrong with that.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
And so I'm not going to invest in a book that is going to build me up and it's going to cost significantly less, but I will invest in things. And so that shows that as a people, sometimes our priorities are in the wrong place, and that causes us, and that is one of the effects of the poverty mindset and the scarcity mindset. We prioritize the wrong things. We put emphasis on the wrong syllable, right? We emphasizing the wrong things in our lives. And as a result of that, what we're seeing happening is that we're seeing people doing some stupid stuff. For want of a better term.
That's the effect of that whole poverty and scarcity, that mindset. Teresa, this is the impact is serious, really serious. Because you will ask the question, as you mentioned there. I mean, why would someone prefer to buy an outfit than to invest in their own growth and development, or invest in a stock, invest in bonds, invest in something like that? But they will prefer to buy something that is tangible, that is perishable, that will not yield a return and bring no interest. That's
Dr. Cummings, As a matter of fact, they are putting money into somebody who has an abundance mindset. They're putting the money in their pockets and keeping their own poverty mindset. They're giving away their money to somebody with the abundance mindset. And so that for me, when I see, for example, I know someone where somebody said, you know what? I'm going to pay for you to go to school.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to pay for you to go to school.
Right.
I'm going to give you $3,000 for you to go further your education. They were going to send them to one of those business schools. Go, because this person was given an opportunity to start over life. And they said, you know what? I'm going to give you $3,000 to go to school.
Right.
The person lasted 2 weeks in school.
2. Wow.
And then went straight back into their old ways. And what I learned from that is that even though they were presented with money, even though they were presented with finances, you see that mindset there would keep them in poverty.
So now this is hey folks, I want you all to comment and share some stuff on this live. This is really something else. So show you something. Actually, this. Then should we give someone money in their hand like that if they have a poverty and scarcity mindset? Is it wise? Is it wise to give the person money?
I personally do not think that you should give them money. I think you should train them first in terms of help them to understand what they're doing wrong. Help them to understand what is going on. And then it's like giving a child a car to drive.
Wow.
You're giving a little child a car to drive. You can't do that.
Don't give them. Michelle said, no, don't give them.
No, because even though I would love to, and I could say, well, that's your business. God gonna bless me for giving. All right, that's one of the secrets there. But God gonna bless me for giving, so that's your business. But if I really care about you, I'm gonna teach you how to make the money.
That's it. Because I really believe that if you really want to help this person, putting that cash in their hand will not help them. Because it tells us again, Charissa, they don't have the mental fortitude to manage it and to multiply it so that it can yield more returns for them.
That's right.
That is where the problem is. So folks, those of you who are on, we have a few minutes again, just share the live, text someone, tell someone, but I'm telling you, we're going to be back on a Thursday. All right, same place, same time as we continue on dealing with reprogramming your mind, the poverty and scarcity mindset. Okay, this is our introduction. We're just sharing some points, but we're going to get into really sharing with you some steps that you should really take to break this mindset. This is really good. All right, Sherry, it's really good. All right, so let's go back to this question on recognizing the impact. Okay. Of how scarcity thinking holds someone back, okay? And you made a very good point that you shared there. Giving them the person cash that's not going to help them. All right. Now, what is the next thing you will see is what we call financial starvation or stagnation. Financial stagnation. All right. Avoidance of what investment or opportunities due to fear of loss. All right, this is some of the impact of that mindset. Okay, financial stagnation. Okay,
stagnation.
Right. And then avoidance of investment and opportunities due to what? To loss. Then you have the next one. You have emotional toil, anxiety, stress, and diminish of self-worth. Because remember, if you have that mindset, remember you're living literally in a place of lack, which means insufficiency, scarcity. Because to you, based on the definition, guess what? Self-sabotage. It don't have enough. So what you have, the tendency is to hold on to what you have. Okay. And you know, when you hold on to that, guess what? It dies there.
That's right.
because money has to be multiplied. Money has to be invested. Money has to, that's why you call it currency. It has to flow. And if you hold on to it, it's not going to flow. But if you don't have the wisdom or the knowledge to know the opportunities that comes before you and you're not at that place, guess what? You're going to self-sabotage will take place. Self-sabotage will take place. All right. What recognize the impact again? Hold people back. What you have there?
One of the things I think you talk in terms of the stagnation, one of the things that came to my mind is the same thing in terms of growth. And I want to put it the way in terms of the growth, because what I've seen happen as a result of that scarcity mindset is that departure point where what you think that you have and what you think is required, it meets and you think, hey, it can't go any further. What you have, what you think you have in your hand and what is required to get there, there's a departure point, because now there's someone, I recently posted this quote: dreams come one size too big so that you can grow into them. And so if it is that you believe that where you want to go is much further, much higher than what you have in terms, because of the mindset, poverty mindset and that scarcity mindset, what you start to do concerning your dreams, turn away. It now becomes your departure point. You are no longer going after your dreams simply because you think you cannot afford it. You think you're not good enough. You think that you're not strong enough. You've been told that who are you to think that you can achieve that? And so because of that departure point, you turn away from your dream. And so you don't grow into it. Recognize that, hey, I need to learn some things to get there. I need to invest a bit to get there. I need to talk to some mentors to get there. But rather, because the dream is here and because you're here and the dream isn't down here, it's up there, right? And it requires some growth to get there. You choose to turn away because of your mindset.
Wow. That's good. That's good, Cherise. That's good. I don't know about some of the folks here, but I'm telling you, this is really, really a good place to be. Right tonight is our first Minding My Business Kingdom Academy meeting with myself and Cherise as we make preparation for our business breakfast meeting in the East. Okay, and we are just getting you ready, but also we are teaching and sharing some really, really principles which I believe that is needed if you're going to move forward in the area of financial freedom. Okay. Yes, there are other conversations we will be having, but I believe that dealing with this reprogramming your mind is really, really mandatory in going forward. It's a good place to start. What do you think, Cherise? It's a good place to start?
Oh, I am loving this. This is amazing mindset. You have to start with mindset. You have to.
You know, someone asked me a question today in one of my sessions I was having. And I said, you know, how did you start it? How did you make that shift? And I said to them, I said, well, I grew up in church, and I said that I saw a pattern and a behavior in church that really shook me and caused me to really seek God in this direction. And that was Cherise, that folks were, I was wondering why these individuals are not manifesting.
Wow.
Like sitting under the word and hearing teaching and principles and things, but yet when they come back, there was no development, there was no manifestation. Right. And what shifted my mind, I'm going to share this with you, is when I started to listen to Bob Prudker, who was one of my mentors, and I did training with him. I think this is Bob Prudker. And he started to talk about paradigm. And it was a light bulb just went off in my head. Paradigm, because I realized that a paradigm shift with folks in church had to take place.
That's right.
That reprogramming had to take place because if you understand paradigm and you understand the terror bar, that no matter what you hear or what information you get, if your paradigm, that programming hasn't shifted, you're not going to shift. And that is what caused me to really begin to go down the path of merging ministry and the marketplace and
That's
start
right.
to develop individuals, all right, to identify the skills and the gifts and all that stuff to bring them into a place called dominion, because I believe that dominion is the mandate of the sons of God,
Yes,
right? So,
that's
so
right.
this whole, and I just share that because this whole business breakfast meeting, the gated dominion system, and bringing like-minded people, individuals like yourself, Sharice, all right, and like Dr. Luke, and all those guys that are coming in, Terrell Cummings, and all those guys that are coming into the platform, really, really to help and to expose. And these guys are, these individuals are expert in their field. All right.
Yeah,
So what we are doing on this platform is to expose you to thinking on a totally different level.
yeah,
Right? So
yeah.
one of the and to expand your thinking capacity, because it says that a mind that is, it is Albert Einstein that says this, a mind that is what a mind that is stretched cannot return to its original size.
Cannot.
Cannot. All right. So Sharice, I want us to bring this session in.
Mhm.
Any last words? I know we're going to be back on Thursday. All right. I'm going to continue where we stopped. So I know you're going to be geared up and ready to pump. All right. Let's share any last words you have for the folks.
One of my favorite sayings is actually what's his name? Napoleon Hill,
Yeah.
uh, from the book Think and Grow Rich. But I added a little part to it.
Yeah. Good.
Says, whatever the mind can conceive, and I believe I can achieve. But
Mm,
I like to put in whatever the mind can conceive, I dare to believe with God I can achieve.
hmm.
Because if it is that your mindset first, if you believe that you can, and over every hurdle, you're able to overcome every hurdle. You're able to go forward because I'm going to achieve it. I'm going to get
Yes.
there. I'm going to. Strategy may change, but I'm going to get there. And I'm going to end with this little thing that really impacted my life up to this day. I remember I was 19 years old. Now I'm just 20, joking. And and I went. I was doing this diploma in business administration,
Yeah.
and I was working at the time. So I was
Yes.
full time working, and I was going to school as well. And I remember, I felt like it was too much, overwhelming. I felt like it was too much, and so I came home saying to my parents, I think I'm going to drop a couple of subjects. Mind you, my parents paying still for my education at that time. It's not that I had to work to see about that. They're paying for it, and I'm coming home. I'm too tired. This, that, the other. And then when I got home, my parents said to me, "Oh, you're feeling like this is too much for you? You want to give up?" No. And they put me back in the car and carried me straight back to school. Said, "You'll be all right. Keep pushing. You'll be
Mhm.
fine." And
Wow.
at that point, that was a turning point where I said to myself, I'm never going to give up on my dreams.
Mm,
Because if it is my parents could say, and they didn't quarrel or anything, they just say, come, let's go back down the road. Let's go straight back down to school. And they
mhm.
made sure I was there in time for the next class that I was going to drop. And I had told all
Oh.
my friends, yeah, I'm not coming back. I'm going home. I'm tired. And as a result of that, when I come back, they were laughing at me. They said, we know your parents. We knew you were coming back.
Wow.
Sometimes
Wow.
we need somebody to give us that push. But I want to encourage us, don't give up on your dreams. Whatever you have put your mind to, you are able. And don't let that scarcity mindset stop you from going after. This is something I teach my women in Woman Arise.
Right. Right.
Hey, don't yeah, the man break your heart, but that don't mean your dreams change.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
you're having problems with this, that, the other, but that don't mean that you must stop going after your dreams. Yeah, you might have lost your job, but that don't mean that you stop going after you pursuing. Don't let poverty and a scarcity mindset make you think that you do not have what it takes. I
Mm.
was end with this by saying Jesus said, I have come to give you life and life abundantly. And so go after that abundant life, no matter what.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good, Sharice. I really, really, folks. I hope that you all are listening. You take your notes. Remember, this live is going to be up on Facebook and on YouTube. Minding My Business Kingdom Academy. If you haven't subscribed to the page, please subscribe. Leave a comment. Leave also your questions so we can answer it right here on the Minding My Business Kingdom Academy. Remember, this is in preparation for our business breakfast meeting. All right, so there's a question there on the screen, Sharice. You see it?
Yeah, I'm now seeing it here.
Yeah, there's a question. Go ahead.
My question will be, how do you know when to store the little you have and start trusting God for the big things you believe He can do?
Yes.
Now, stewarding the little bit that you have does not mean you still use some level of wisdom. So when it is that, when you're talking about stewarding, are you talking about tithing, or are you talking about just giving? Are you talking about what? It depends on what you're talking about. Because if it is that you're tithing, if you're talking about your tithe, then that means you're saying, God, I'm trusting you to deal with the rest. I'm trusting you to bless me exceeding abundantly. And listen, I have seen times where things are tight and God has come through in those times even more. I didn't need anything else for the rest of the month because He just came through in different ways. All right. And so that there, you're putting it, it is like, I don't want to limit God like this, but you know how you pay your taxes and you expect that the government needs to supply certain things. The government needs to supply the free hospital. You hear people going to hospital, I pay my taxes, you know. You know, you expect them to pave the roads. You expect free education. You expect when you go to school, there are certain things because that is what you would have done. Now, imagine God's kingdom even bigger than that. All right. And Matthew 6:33 and Matthew 6, where He says, why are you worrying about anything? That's for people who don't believe. Okay. And so if it is that you're trusting God in your finances as well, then that means when it is that you give, whether it is giving, helping others, you see, anytime I see that things are, I start to give. Even if it's our $5 I have to bless people with, I start to give. Because I understand that when I start to give, and I'm giving with a cheerful heart, I'm giving to help people, but I understand that I don't want a scarcity mindset where I'm holding on. But I'm recognizing that, listen, I know that God is going to bless me exceeding abundantly above all. So the little that you have, when you store the little you have, all right, God can bless you in so many ways. Number one, He can give you a strategy for a business.
Amen.
All right. He could open up doors for somebody to bless you. And so what you're saying when you steward in terms of tithing, if it is tithing you're talking about, you're saying, God, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I know you're going to open up a door for me. I know you're going to make a way, whether it is a business idea. I have a friend, she went and sold soup to get a down payment for her car. All right, because God gave her, that was a God idea, and God blessed it, and in no time she was able to make up the down payment to pay for her car. All right. God can come, God can come through just somebody blessing you. God can give you an increase all of a sudden. However He chooses to do it, that's not our business. Our business is that we are trusting Him because we are allowing Him to be God and allowing and submitting to His will, His way, His direction in getting things done. That is how I believe in terms of that stewarding that little and trusting God for whatever you want in your life. And that removes that scarcity mindset.
Wonderful, wonderful, Sharice. I want to just add one thing. He says, how do we know when to start, when to steward the little? You start now. Because what you do with the little will determine what you're going to do with the big amount. Because if you cannot manage, and steward really speaks about managing it, all right? Manage. I think in my book, in one of my book, Sharice, remember this book, 4 Levels of Human Distance, and I'm going to be, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm going to be teaching on this in the business breakfast meeting. All right. Moving from the 4 levels, from the begging level to the wealth level. All right. And that steward is a manager. So if you cannot, so what if you cannot manage 100, you will not be able to manage 100,000.
That's
So you
right.
start with the little. The little is preparing you for the much. So it's not how much, but it's what. All right. It's not how much, but it's what. So if you
That is.
have a little, you
Mhm.
manage that. If you cannot manage the one, you're not going to manage the two. If he cannot trust you with the one, he will not be able to trust you with the two. So you
That's right.
start now. If it's $20, if it's $100, you manage it. And that also, and I'm going to close with this, where you have the four the laws of money. All right. It talks about you must be able to make it, to manage it, to multiply it, and to master it. All right.
Wow.
If you
Hmm.
stick with us, you're going to learn a lot and you're going to hear more of what we have to share with you. All right. I want to thank everyone for coming on. If you check in the chat, there are two links I put in the chat. One is for the landing page for the gated the breakfast meeting. So check the landing page and see what it's about. And also to register for the business breakfast on the 7th of June in the Tagarigua Community Center. You click the link there, Island e-ticket, bam, and you just register there. All right, we could take the credit card, the normal card, anything. Just log it in. Invite someone, text someone, and before you come off, if you haven't subscribed, I want you to subscribe to our page on the YouTube, Minding My Business Kingdom Academy, and I want you to leave a comment, and leave your question. We're going to be back here Thursday, same place, same time, 7 p.m., where we're going to spend 1 hour with you. All right. So stay blessed. And I always say, don't ever stress. Sharice, I want to thank you for the time. I know you're a busy woman, but again, thank you, God, for the time that you take to be with us. And I know the folks were blessed. Some of you are blessed. All right. You can leave your takeaway. Leave your takeaway. We always say that. Leave your takeaway on the chat. Leave your takeaway. What was your takeaway tonight? Yeah, that is what we just always do. I do this so long, Sharice. But it's always to ask the folks, what is your takeaway tonight? All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. I see folks from the States. Oh, Marjorie, good to have you on there. Wonderful. All right, Dion, Bruce, Suriname is in the house. Let me shout out Claudia. All right.
Dion.
But yeah, he's in the house. All right. So just let us know where you're from, where you're coming in from, and leave your comments. What is your takeaway? What was your takeaway tonight? What stood out for you? Okay. I want you to share this link, tell someone, tag someone, and we're going to be back here on Thursday. Remember, it's going to be up on YouTube, so you can go back and look at the replay and prep yourself. Click on the link, get the information. I want to see you on the inside, not from the inside. Love you. Take care. Blessings. So it's all right. I hope you enjoy this session, Sharice.
Yes, yes. You're still streaming?
That's now. Let me end it there. Wonderful.